Let's review the two problems that you just created in your workbook. If you don't have these bar models down, I want you to copy them down neatly at this time. There are 400 seats in a concert hall. 120 of them are occupied. We want to find out what percentage of the seats are occupied and what percentage of the seats are not occupied. We know that there are a total of 400 seats, so that's our whole, or 100% of the seats. So we're going to draw a whole bar and label it 400. We're also told that 120 of them are occupied. So 120 of the 400 seats are occupied. We're going to label that on our bar model. You can see in part B, we're asked to tell what percentage of the seats are not occupied. So we're going to go ahead and label that on our bar as well. We're going to subtract 120 from 400, which was our whole, to find out how many are not occupied. Now we're ready to solve. We're going to start with A, which is what percentage of the seats are occupied. 120 out of 400 seats are occupied. To turn this into a percentage, we want to make it out of 100. So we're going to divide both our numerator and denominator by 4 so that we have 100 in our denominator's place. Our fraction will then become 30 over 100, or 30/100ths, which we know is the same as 30%, because the percentage sign literally means out of 100. There are 30% of the seats that are occupied. Now let's take a look at what percentage are not occupied. We know that we start with 100%. So to solve the number that are not occupied, all we need to do is subtract 30% from 100%. And we're left with 70%. So 70% of the seats are, not occupied. 70% are not occupied. Let's go to the next question. 125 swimmers take part in a swimming competition. 85 of them are females. We want to know what percentage of the swimmers are females and what percentage of the swimmers are males. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to draw a bar model. We're going to make the whole bar, and we're going to label the whole thing 125 swimmers because that's the total amount of swimmers. We know that 85 of them are females, which means that the remaining amount are our males. So there are 40 males. We're first going to calculate the percentage of females. We have 85 females out of 125 swimmers. In order to turn that into a percentage, we have to make our denominator out of 100. Here you can see that we can't evenly divide 125 to make it 100 right away. So what I see is that I can divide it by 5 to make it out of 25. So I'm going to divide my numerator and denominator by 5, and I will get 17/25. I did that because now I can take 17/25 and turn that into a fraction out of 100. If I multiply my numerator and denominator by 4, I can get the fraction to be with a 100 in the denominator, and it would be 68/100ths. Now I can turn this into a percentage. 68%. 68% of the swimmers are female. Now to find out how many are male, I'm going to do the same thing that I did last time. I need to subtract 68% from 100%. So the males is going to equal 100% minus 68%, which means that we're left with 32%. So 32% of the swimmers are males.